Start in a standing position. We'll start with a bit of sun breath. Root the feet down. Feel the heels and the balls of the feet press into the ground. Bring the shoulders up and roll them back. Bring the chin forward and back. And then find that position for the head where the ears are aligned with the shoulders, which may mean that you're drawing the head a little further back than you normally do. And while maintaining that position, forward to back, extend the crown of the head by pressing into the feet. Extend it up towards the sky. Then close the eyes and relax the face. Connect with your breath. And then with your next inhale, slowly trace a huge circle, bringing the hands up overhead. The palms will naturally turn towards each other at the peak of the inhale. With the exhale, the hands come back down. And come close to, but not quite touch the thighs, and then send the hands back up with the next inhalation. Now let the breath guide the movement. So at the peak and at the bottom, that little pause between inhale and exhale is a moment of stillness for your hands, for your arms. Notice what part of your shoulder is initiating, controlling the movement. Try to move your arms in the lower part of your shoulder rather than squeezing them up from the top of your shoulder, especially from your neck. Taking long, full breaths, feeling each one. We'll take one more breath. Exhale the hands down to the sides. Keep the feet rooted. Stay connected to the breath. With your next exhale, float the hands to prayer. Inhale the hands up into your back bend, really gentle one. With your exhale, with bent knees, slowly fold forward. Inhale into a half lift, strong core, long spine. Step the feet back and bring the knees down. We'll do a few cat-cows. With your exhale, tuck the tailbone, arch the spine up towards the sky. Lay the top of the head, knees towards the floor. Inhale, draw the chest forward, spread the shoulders wide, raise the tailbone up. Go back and forth gently, articulating the spine between a forward and back bend. Active arms, active core. Moving with the breath. One more exhale. One more inhale. And then with the next exhale, come to center. We're going to go side to side. So with your next exhale, look over your left shoulder, press your hips to the left, lengthen through the right side of your torso. Inhale across, and exhale, looking over the right shoulder. Inhaling back across. And exhaling to lengthen through the side body. Keep going at the pace of your breath. If you focus on drawing the ear away from the shoulder, you also get a nice little stretch at the side of the neck. Gentle movements to warm things up. One more time to each side. And then come to center. And just move about freely. So I want you to explore a little bit how your shoulders, how your hips feel. Maybe move the hips in circles. Maybe S the spine. You can go back and then out over your wrist a little bit to wake up the wrists. Notice how the wrists and hands feel. You press a little more into one hand than the other. Play around. Just feel your spine through all sorts of different movements. And then make the movements a little bit more intense, not faster, just wider circles with the head or deeper S's with the spine. And then come back to center in your tabletop, tuck the toes underneath the feet, come into your first down dog, shake out the head, bend the knees a little bit, and press into one hand then the other, moving the hips side to side. Walk the dog, raising up one heel then the other. Gentle movements. And then look forward and take baby steps to walk the feet in between the hands. With your inhale, come into a half lift with a long spine. Fold with your exhale. And reverse swan dive up, tracing a huge circle, coming into a gentle back bend. Exhale the hands down to the center of the chest. We'll begin to flow. Inhaling the hands up into your back bend. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. And we'll lower all the way down this first time. Let's just peel the chest up. In cobra, bring the head down, press back to downward facing dog. Look forward, step or float the feet in between the hands. Inhale into a half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive up. Chest up towards the sky. Exhale the hands down. Let's keep flowing. Inhale the hands up into your back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. And exhale to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Step or float the feet forward. Half lift. Long, full inhalation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up into your back bend. Exhale the hands down. We'll keep flowing. We'll add upward facing dog. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. Exhale, lower and hover for a moment, and then press up into your upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Step or float the feet forward, coming into your half lift. Fold with your exhale. Reverse swan dive up into your back bend. Exhale the hands down, standing tall, and we'll keep flowing, inhaling into your back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward. Exhale, back to downward. Look forward, step or float, pulling the hands towards the feet. Inhale, long spine. Feel your core engage, and then fold with your exhale. Reverse swan dive up into your back bend. Exhale the hands down to the center of the chest. Relax the hands down by the sides. Close the eyes. Notice the quality of the mind. Notice how you achieve a similar focused mental state every time you take the time to practice. You get into the rhythm with your breath and with your body. It's a more peaceful mind state, a focused, more natural mind state. We're going to flow through a whole bunch of different postures now. So it's going to be a little complex. We'll do the same series of movements twice, and we'll add on. So I'm going to throw a lot at you, but we'll repeat it enough that you'll get into your own groove. Okay. With your next exhale, float the hands to prayer. Inhale the hands up into your back bend. Fold with your exhale. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up into the air, squeeze it up high. Exhale the right foot in between the hands. Inhale up into your runner's lunge. Exhale into your warrior two. Inhale the back hand up and over so that you can exhale down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up into the sky. Exhale it forward with control, placing that foot, and then inhale up into your runner's lunge. Exhale into your warrior two. Windmill the back hand up and over so that you can exhale down from plank, hover, and then inhale upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Spread the fingers wide, press into the hands, and then wrap the shoulder blades around the torso. Letting the shoulders ease away from the ears. Move the attention down into your core. Notice that your lowest ribs are connected to the front of the hips. And extend the heels and the tailbone in opposite directions. Likewise, lengthening between the head and the tailbone. And take another breath here. Look forward, step or float the feet in between the hands. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive up into your back bend. Exhale the hands down. We'll keep flowing. Inhaling up into your back bend. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back and lower. Hover for a moment, and then inhale into upward facing dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up, squeeze it up high. Send it forward in between the hands. Inhale the hands up into your runner's lunge, hips are low. Exhale into warrior two. Inhale the back hand up and over. I'm glad to see it's challenging. You want to challenge yourself. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up, squeeze it up high. Send it forward in between the hands. Inhale the hands up into your runner's lunge on the other side. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale the back hand up and over. And exhale to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And again, we'll hold here for 5 breaths. Shoulders ease away from the ears, wrap around the shoulders, core is engaged. And draw the chest towards the knees with a soft neck. Taking even breaths so that the exhale and the inhale are of equal length. And look forward. Step or float the feet in between the hands. Inhale into your half lift. Fold with your exhale. Reverse swan dive up. Coming into your back bend. Exhale the hands down to the center of the chest and then place them by your sides. Take a few breaths, feeling the body now. Good. What can you observe in your own body in this moment? What are those subtle details? How completely can you focus on them? Good. We're going to move through that same flow of postures, but we're going to hold some of the different postures for 5 breaths.
Okay.
And we're going to add one challenging posture to the mix. You might want to spread your feet a little bit wider side to side for the runner's lunges and the warriors that we're going to do, because they're a bit challenging, especially the new one that we're going to add in. With your next exhale, float the hands to prayer. Inhale into your back bend. Fold with your exhale. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. Exhale and hover for a moment. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up in the air, but this time squeeze the heel up and hold it high, allowing the left heel to come down. Still drawing your chest towards your left knee, really squeezing the back of the left leg to raise it high. The right knee is still pointing downwards, not out to the side. Take one more breath here. And then with your next exhale, send the right foot forward in between the hands. Send the hands forward and up. We'll come into runner's lunge. Toe step the back foot just an inch or two forward. We're going to do a few lunges. So we're going to lower down with the exhale. You can go down with so the knee touches or not. And then inhale, coming back up. Shoulders stay stacked over the hips. You're still connecting your lowest ribs to the front of the hips. Your core still solidly engaged. Good, moving with the breath. Good, let's do one more. And then come all the way up. And then open up into your warrior two and toe step the front foot forward a little bit. Open the knees, tuck the tailbone, strong core, extend the arms out. Good, we'll hold here for 5 breaths. You look back at your back hand, make sure it's level. And then slowly bring the chin around, nice. Feeling that stretch in the front, the left side of your neck. You go a little bit deeper. Good, come up just a little bit. We're gonna come back into the runner's lunge, and then we're gonna twist the opposite direction. So this one's gonna be challenging. Bring the hands forward in front of you. Find your balance there. And then open your right hand out to the side. Turn your belly button and then your chest. Pressing both feet into the ground. Twisting to the right. And looking back at your right hand if that's available. That makes the balance a lot more challenging. So you may want to choose a point 90 degrees to the side and just look at that point.
Shake,
and then bring the right hand forward. Bring the hands up overhead. And then bring them down and come back into your plank. Nice. With your next exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot up, squeeze it up high and hold it high in your 3-legged dog. Feeling that opening the back of the left leg. The right leg, squeezing the back of the left leg. And using your exhalations to draw the chest closer to the right knee. And with your next exhale, send that foot forward in between the hands. Inhale up into your runner's lunge. Step that back foot forward maybe an inch or two. And then use your exhalations to lower down. Coming up with your inhalations, raising up the pelvic floor. So you're not just engaged around the core, you're also engaged pulling that point in between the sit bones upwards gently. One more. Good. And then open up into your warrior two. We toe step the front foot forward and the back foot back. Tuck the tailbone, open the left knee and the right hip. Wrap the flesh of the right thigh underneath you. And then extend out the arms. And make those subtle adjustments to go deeper. Pulling the feet towards each other. Reaching the fingertips further apart by spreading both the chest and the upper back. And drawing the chin over the left shoulder. Good. Come up a little bit so that you can turn the right foot. You might want to spread open the feet a little bit wider and toe hop the right foot forward just a bit so you can come into your runner's lunge, then bring the hands forward and then open the left hand to the left, corkscrewing the hips to keep them facing forward while turning the belly button and then the chest and shoulders to the left. Reach the fingertips apart, you're almost there. And then bring the left hand forward again. Raise the hands up overhead. Nice. With your exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale into your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Last time we'll hold down dog for an extended period. We're going to take 5 breaths here, rooting the hands, wrapping the shoulders, and going deeper and deeper with each exhale through these subtle little adjustments. Good. Look forward. Press the hands down on the floor and step or float the feet. And then drop the bum down, bringing the big toes to touch, fingertips to the floor. Raise the hands up, tailbone tucked, strong core. Go nice and deep. Nice. Weights back in the heels primarily. Go a little bit deeper for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly fold. Open the feet, 2 fists width apart. Let's stay here to forward fold. We'll work into it over the next few breaths. With the next inhale, extend the crown of the head further away from the hips. With the exhale, fold, hinging from the hips. Good. You can do that a few more times, lengthening with the inhale, exhaling to go deeper, using your front body, your quads, your core to lengthen the back body. Walking the hands back as it becomes available. You can also grab onto your big toes or onto the backs of the feet. Three more breaths. Create more length between the heels and the tailbone, the heels and the sit bones. Good. And then walk the hands forward. Bend the knees, bring your hands to your hips. Use your core strength to slowly roll yourself up, stacking the vertebrae from the bottom to the top. Finally, the head comes up and the shoulders roll back. Take a few breaths, feeling the body here. Good. Step the feet closer together for your Tadasana. Connect with the breath. If you let the mind wander, bring it to the breath, and then with your next exhale, float the hands to prayer. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. We're going to lower down into low plank, coming onto the forearms with the palms facing down or interlocking the fingers. Press down to the forearms, tuck the tailbone, and lengthen through the spine, pulling the elbows and the feet towards each other. Super strong core, tailbone towards the heels. Try to keep the breath even. We're going to hold here for about 7 breaths. The center of the chest is moving away from the ground. The neck is long and not overworking. See how little you can work your neck and still keep the head up. Good. Extra challenge to come out. See if you can bring your weight onto your right arm and then come on back up into your plank without bringing the knees down. With your next exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right foot up into the air and then send it forward, not as big of a step. Inhale the hands up and then prepare for triangle pose. Opening the hips while maintaining the right knee pointing in the same direction as the right foot. Shift the hips back, send the right hand forward, 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 and then bring the right hand down, the left hand up. Still actively opening the left hip over the right hip, pulling the feet towards each other so both legs are active, and looking up at the left fingertips if that's comfortable. If not, look forward. Don't twist the head so much that the neck strains. If everything feels okay, then you can go a little bit deeper. And then look down at your right foot. Come back up. Turn the feet sideways so they're facing the same direction. Point the toes slightly inwards. Raise the chest up and then slowly fold forward. Bringing the hands down, lengthen through the spine, and then fold again. If it's available, you can walk the hands back in between the ankles, or you can even bring the fingers underneath the feet. Our second deep back bend. Sorry, yeah, I mean, it is a back bend, but our second deep opening the backs of the legs, better said. Raise the tailbone up towards the sky. Press the feet into the floor. Take 3 more breaths. Good. Bring the hands forward, walking them to help you come out of the stretch, and then bend the knees a little bit, bring the hands to the hips, and raise yourself up. Just standing position. Bring your hands behind your hips. This is not going to be an intense back bend. All I want you to do is bring the elbows together, press the hips forward a little bit, and then just raise the chest up. It should be a very subtle back bend. Feel your core is engaged. You're raising the chest up. Take 3 more breaths here. Very subtle back bend. And then come back up. Then the left foot. Step the left foot forward and face again towards the camera. With your next exhale, bring the hands to prayer. Inhale your hands up into your back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. We're again going to go down into low plank. But this time we're going to add a little bit to it. Pressing down through your forearms, your hands, and especially your elbows. Raise your right foot a few inches off the ground. Keep the tailbone tucked. You're still pulling your elbows towards your left foot. We'll hold you for 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot down. Raise the other foot up. Just a few inches. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring that foot down. We're going to press into the right arm. We're going to come into low side plank. You may need to bring the right hand a little bit further forward, a little over to the left. Coming into side plank, tucking the tailbone, raising the hips up, and then looking up if that's available, feeling your obliques really working to raise the hips a little bit higher. For 3.
Ollie. You fallen
What's
down.
that?
Oh, I fell down.
Oh, that happens.
Fine. Just collect
Well, you
these.
were low, so it wasn't a big fall.
Right.
Keep raising the hips up once you're into it. And then bring the left arm down and raise the right hand up. Coming over on the other side. Tailbone still tucked. Still really actively pressing down into the left arm as you extend the right fingertips up. And then the cherry on top is to raise the hips a little bit higher. Good. Then bring the right hand down and see if you can raise yourself up back to your plank. Good work. With your next exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left foot up in the air. Step it forward, not such a big step, as we prepare for triangle on the other side. Hips open to the right, but the left knee is still pointing forward. Press both feet into the floor, shift the hips back. Reach the left hand forward, forward, forward. And then lower yourself down like you're lowering yourself into a bicycle box.
Right.
Both legs are really active in this posture, and you're lengthening through both sides of your torso. Nice. And then look down at your left foot. Summon the strength to come up. Bring your hands to your hips and step the right foot forward, coming back into your Tadasana. Good. We're going to do one standing posture. You're going to raise up your left knee, interlock the fingers, and grip around the knee. And this is probably going to be primarily a balance challenge. But focus on those little details. Tailbone's tucked. The hips are level, so the right hip isn't higher than the left. You're pressing into the ball and heel of the left foot, allowing those little adjustments in the ankle to keep you upright. You can stay right here, or if it's available, you can open the right knee out to the side, the left knee out to the side, send the right hand out to the side is the opposite direction. And you also have the option of grabbing on to your left toes, and then opening out to the side, and then looking over your right hand. Good. Bring the knee back to center, put that to the side, and bring that foot down. Reestablish yourself, raise the right knee up, the other knee, and come into that initial position and find your balance there. Hips facing forward, left hip at the same level as the right hip, tailbone tucked, strong core. Extend from the right foot to the top of the head. And then if you'd like to open out to the side, feel free.
Something to work on.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing. Good. Come back to center if you're out to the side, and then bring the knee down and back into your Tadasana. Good. Inhale your hands up overhead, interlock the fingers, send the index fingers up, press the hips forward, quads solidly engaged, and rock a little bit left to right. And then come to center. Really press the hips forward, bring the hands a little bit higher up into the sky, and then keep reaching through the fingertips as you extend the hands to your left. The hips will naturally go to the right. reach through and lengthen through the right side of your torso. The left shoulder slightly forward of the right shoulder, looking up just a little bit. Keep reaching through the fingertips for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up to center. Reset, feet pressing the ground, hips forward, reach up, up, and then extend the hands to the right, letting the hips move to the left. With the left shoulder slightly forward, so your chest is facing straight forward or maybe slightly upwards. Neck is long and comfortable. Breath is even. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up to center, and then bring the hands down by your sides. Take a breath or 2. Good. With your next exhale, float the hands to prayer. Inhale your hands up into a back bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Step or float the feet back. Bring the knees down. And then bring the right foot forward. Tuck the tailbone and draw the hips forward and down so you feel the stretch in the front of the left hip. If your right knee goes out in front of your ankle, then just toe step the right foot forward. Good. Hips are facing forward. That's great. And just open up the hip flexors. A little bit more with each exhale. If you notice that your right hip is higher than your left, find the way to bring the right hip so it's level with the left. Good. Bring the chest forward, bring the hips back, and then just switch sides. Tailbone tucked, hips coming forward and down, opening up the front of the right hip. Even breath. Stay with the breath. Good. Chest comes forward a little bit, hips ease back, and we're going to go all the way down onto our chest. Do a bit of spine strengthening before we do a gentle back bend. Bring the hands next to the chest, elbows tucked in, tops of the toes. Touch the floor as you peel the chest up, using your deep back muscles. Good. If everything feels good, the core is engaged. Engage a little bit more to raise the chest a little bit higher. And see if you can take 3 or 4 even breaths. All your focus on what you're feeling right now. With your next exhale, slowly lower the right ear onto the mat. Bring the hands back, palms facing up. Let the heels fall open. Take a few breaths, just sinking down into the ground. And for this next one, we'll do cactus arms. Although I don't know if it's appropriate to give respect and salutations to cacti right now after they've attacked you this morning. But anyway, bring the hands into a 90-degree angles. And then raise the hands a little bit higher than the elbows, and then raise everything up. Feeling the chest, raising the knees. Keep raising the hands with the thumbs pointing towards your ears. Shoulders are away from the ears. Good. We'll hold here for 4. Raise the hands a little bit higher. 3. Elbows come down a little bit. Yes. 2. And 1. Left ear comes down onto the mat. Take a few breaths, sinking in. And next we're going to come into Sphinx. So as always, Sphinx should be comfortable. If it's not, ease out of it. Bring your forearms onto the floor, the elbows underneath the shoulders, the palms facing down. Relax the spine. Then draw the shoulders back, raise the chin up a little bit, and extend the crown of the head gently towards the sky. You should feel a comfortable back bend. I feel okay?
Yes.
Good, 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 good. And if you like, close the eyes. This is a passive posture. We can just relax into it. It's also a great posture for focusing on Anahata, the heart center. And like many postures, this posture, Sphinx, many people notice has an effect on the emotional, psychological heart of the human body mind. This one encourages openness, connection, centeredness, emotional centeredness. Feeling Anahata, the heart center. Good. And to come down, keep the eyes closed. We'll walk the elbows out, make a little pillow with the fingers, and rest the forehead down on your pillow of fingers. Keep the attention there in the center of the chest. Good. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Press up onto the hands and knees. And then tuck the toes underneath the feet and sit back on the heels. A little stretch in the feet for a moment. You can lean back to make that stretch a little bit more intense. Good. And then bring the hands down. Tuck the tailbone underneath you and swing the feet around. Extend the feet off the edge of the mat. And bring the hands forward. Bring the feet onto the floor, knees together. Strong core. We're not going to go into a very intense Navasana. Just lean back and feel your core engage. And maybe float the feet off the ground a few inches. And rather than make this a really intense variation, try to focus on form. Keep the knees together. Feel that band of muscle around your torso. The shoulders be comfortable. And keep the spine long. So sometimes we really challenge ourselves with these core strengthening postures. For this, I just want you to focus on form. Try to establish the ideal form for your body in this variation of Navasana. Can the front of the neck be a little bit softer? Can the muscles of the face be softer? Can the shoulders be more comfortable? We'll hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the feet down, extend them out, bring the hands behind you, shake out the legs. Bring the feet onto the floor. We're going to go into reverse tabletop. The hands can be fingers facing forward or back, your choice. Press the hips up. Press the hands into the ground. Let the head go back if that's comfortable. And raise the hips higher and higher with each exhale. And slowly lower the hips back down. Nice. Extend the feet out so they're off the edge of the mat. We're going to roll down onto our backs with control. Palms facing each other. Tuck the chin. Slowly roll yourself down. Trying to bring the sacrum down first. And then roll out the rest of the spine until finally the head comes down and the arms come down, the palms face up. The feet fall open and everything sinks for a few breaths. Good. Bring the left heel close to the bum. Send the right leg straight up in the air. Bend the right knee and bring it across as we prepare for figure 4. Bring the head up and then reach the right hand through that triangle between the legs and interlock the fingers around the shin or the thigh. Nice. Roll the head back down, bringing the left knee towards the left shoulder. Squeezing that knee closer and closer. At the same time, set the intention that your tailbone will stay close to the floor, so it doesn't raise up too much. And you deepen into that stretch in the back, in the right hip. Use your exhalations to deepen the stretch in the right hip. I like to keep both feet flexed. Helps protect the right knee. It just feels more natural for my left foot as well to be flexed. A little bit deeper for the last 2 or 3 breaths here. So your arms are really working. And then slowly release. Send that right leg out and shake it a bit. And then bring the right foot close to the bum. Raise the head up and send the left hand through the triangle. Bring the left foot over to the right. And then roll the head out and draw the right knee towards the right shoulder. Using your exhalations to deepen the opening in the left hip. A little bit deeper for the last few breaths. And slowly release. Send that left leg out, shake it out. You can send out both legs, shake them out a bit. And then bring both heels close to the bum. Point the toes slightly inwards. Raise the head up and bring the back of the head a little further from the hips and rest it down. And then raise the hips up and interlock the fingers underneath your hips. Reach the hands away from the head and then walk the flesh of the shoulders underneath you. And then press into the balls of the feet and raise the chest up over the chin. Coming into it slowly, so it's not too much for your back. Keeping the knees shoulder width apart at the most. Keeping the neck relaxed. We'll hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly roll your spine down and give yourself a hug. You can rock a little side to side as well. And then extend the feet out. Actually, no, before you send the feet out, bring the heels close to the bum. Raise the hips up. Shift the hips over to the left and then bring the hips down. Then send the right leg out and the left leg straight up in the air and send the arms out to the sides. You're welcome to bend the left knee for this posture. Look at your left hand and allow the left leg to go down to the right, bringing the right hand onto the left knee, bend the knee if you like, or keep the left leg straight and come into a nice full twist through the entire length of your spine. Let the breath grow longer, slower, and perhaps a little bit fuller. Feel free to close the eyes, staying present in the body. 3 more breaths. Notice what happens if you engage your right leg. You press the right foot against an imaginary wall. What does that do to the opening in your spine? And slowly bring that left foot back around. Reset the hips and bring the knees over the chest. Give yourself a hug for a moment. And then bring the heels back down, raise the hips up, shift the hips over to the right. Then the left foot straight out and your right foot straight up into the air. Look at your right hand and allow the left foot to come down. Sorry, the right foot to come down to the left. Feel free to bend the right knee, and try to keep looking towards the right. I know, Carolyn, that I'm preaching to the choir with you, but maybe something to pass on to your friends that may not be as aware about how the body cleanses itself and maintains homeostasis. When we don't move, we don't move the fluids in our body that allow us to stay healthy by doing movements like this, twists, and all the postures, all the movements, all the flows that we do in a yoga class. We make up for the fact that we're not moving as much while we're in quarantine. So it's really important to practice if you're not moving as much.
Right.
That's always good. And we'll slowly come out, bringing the right foot back around. Resetting the hips, bringing the knees over the chest. Give yourself a hug. If there are any postures that you want to do before we finish, feel free. Otherwise, I'll take you into Happy Baby, which I find is always a great place to finish. Send the knees out wide, grab the outsides of the feet, and then roll the spine back down. And use the strength of the arms to bring the tailbone closer to the floor. Lengthen the spine by bringing the back of the head further from the hips. Aligning the spine along the floor and lengthening the spine. Feel the hips move closer to the ground. Feel the spine lengthen. Take 3 more breaths here. The face relaxed. And then very slowly bring the heels back towards the bum. Release the feet. Send the feet out and come into the most comfortable Shavasana posture possible for your body. You might want to reach the hands and the feet further away from the hips and the shoulders. You might want to open and close the hands a few times and let them find the most comfortable position. You might want to cover yourself up. And then, once you've found that position, start taking absolutely ridiculously full breaths. Fill the lungs to the absolute maximum. With each exhale, sink the whole body down deeper into the floor. One more breath like this. And then bring your attention down to the tips of the toes of the left foot and start feeling your way upwards through the left foot and the ankle. Releasing any tension that you encounter. And where there's no tension, just feel what's there to be felt. Feel the sensations that are available to be felt and continue upwards. Moving through the left lower leg and knee. The upper leg and left hip. Left side of your abdomen. Your chest and left shoulder. And move down the upper arm, the elbow, forearm and wrist, and finally the left hand. And when you arrive at the fingertips, from there spread the attention out and feel the entire left side of your body. Notice that it feels comfortable and soft. And then hone your attention in again and feel the tips of the fingers of the right hand. From there, move the attention down to the tips of the toes and start feeling your way upwards to the right foot. Up through the ankle and the lower leg. Right knee and upper leg. The right hip. And move up the right side of the torso. Come through the right shoulder. And down the right arm. Moving through the hand. When you arrive at the fingertips, spread the attention out and feel the entire right side of your body. And then bring your focus into your abdomen. From the lowest ribs, top of the abdomen, start moving the attention downwards, releasing any tension. Feeling the belly become softer and softer. And then move through the pelvic region and down towards the floor, through the area between the sit bones, and then up through the area of the sacrum and the lower back. Move through the middle back, and the upper back. Go through the back of the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head, the forehead. Move through the area of the eyes, the cheeks and nose and ears, the mouth, the tongue, and the jaw. Move through the front of the neck and the area of the collarbones. And then the area of the chest and the front of the ribs. And finally arrive at the center of your chest, the breastbone. And feel the skin over your sternum. From there, move the attention towards the earth, a few inches coming into your center. And hold your attention there, present in your center. Before we finish, if you'd like to take a moment for gratitude, this is a great time for just simply being with the gratitude that you feel for someone, something, or everything. Good. And then we'll slowly come out of our Shavasana, first by wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. And then gently introducing movement into the rest of the body, whatever way feels natural. When you're ready, turn over onto your side in a fetal position. Let your body rest there for a moment. Let your mind rest there. Notice the mental state that you are in this moment. You created it through your own effort. You create your own health through your own effort. When you're ready, use your arms, sit up to a seated posture, to face towards the camera. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.
Namaste.